Oh. 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 Oh no. No.
This computer will rule the world.
Hey there, it's Q, and welcome to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most underproduced, poorly produced Amiga channel. Yes, I will stand by that. I mean, after all, look at what I go through on these videos and how I handle myself and how I shoot and edit, and oh my gosh. But we are going to address that horrible little problem with our 500 here by doing a little super glue magic. So I am going to apply some Gorilla Glue, and you can look at that beautiful 500 while I do this. All right, so while that Amiga 500 case is doing its thing, while it's resting or curing, as you call it, I'm going to update the Firebird that's in here. So if everyone remembers, the old Amiga 500 has my lovely Apollo Firebird in it, and I have not updated the core in this in quite some time. It's been, oh my gosh, at least a couple months. And there is a nifty new feature in the Firebird core that I wanted to highlight in this video. And what that is the original cores, if you booted up your Amiga and you did not hold down the mouse button, if you did not hold down the joystick button, your Amiga would boot essentially with just an accelerator card in memory. Of course, there's the networking and in there, but it really just wouldn't use the video chipset. You'd kind of be limited to the native Amiga chipset. You'd still have the Saga driver, their RTG, but as far as the Amiga core chipset, it's the OCS. So half a mega chip memory, and yeah, and that's good. That's a fun option to have. So if you want to use your 1000 or 2000 or 500 with this original graphics chipset, but if you held down the joystick button on boot, you would have the option to enable the AGA chipset that's been programmed into the FPGA on the Firebird. Hey, cool. So AGA on a 500 or 1000 or 2000. And that was a fun feature, but yeah, a slight hassle having to hold down that button. Now that was because this product is always in development and they weren't 100% on their AGA chipset recreation yet. But now that it's much further along and much more robust, you can now jumper. I know this looks like a USB socket, but you can jumper these two pins here. So right there, these guys, click like that. If you jumper those two, it will always boot with the AGA chipset turned on. So I'm going to flash the core, find a jumper for that, and then we're going to try and turn it on and see if it boots into the AGA chipset and doesn't crash or do horrible things. And then hopefully by that point, maybe the case will be done curing and I can put that back on and we'll button this sucker up. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we've begun the all-important flashing process. This is where we have our USB blaster plugged into the 500, plugged into my cheap Goodwill laptop, running the Intel Quartus Prime programmer. And as you can see, it's in there doing its thing. Ooh. Well, actually, it's erasing right now, and then it's going to program after that. So this seems scary, but it's not. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. It's just plugging into the connector, plugging into the laptop, downloading the core, finding the core in the program here, selecting it, and then just smashing the start button, and then being very patient. And then once that's done, we'll fire it up. Oh, I need to find a jumper. All right, so we've got that all flashed up, cores flashed, ready to go. So now we just need to flip the power switch and tickle the monitor. Oh, the monitor does not need to be tickled. So in theory, what's going to happen right now is we will boot and we will not have, this is normal, just hit cancel. Editor Q here, and I just wanted to chime in. That little NV arc requester that'll keep popping up here. There is actually a solution for that, and I'm going to include that in the description below. So go ahead and look at the description below this video, and it'll show you the process you need to do to get rid of that little pop-up that keeps happening. All right, let's get back to it. We will not have AGA, or we will lock up and crash. So I did not put the jumper on the Firebird. I simply flashed it and then booted it up. And let's do a safety check reboot just to be sure. Again, this is me not putting the jumper on the Firebird. Let's see if she boots up. So we did the 3-finger salute, and she's not rebooting. Interesting. So let's go ahead and turn it off, and let's turn it back on again. All right, so this part seems to work. Then we hit cancel like we're supposed to, and then it locks up and we get weird graphics on the top of the screen. There's like some weird graphic-y things happening. Now, again, remember, this is in development still. You are purchasing and buying into an in-progress, in-development product. And I think most of you understand that now. I know some of you at first thought you were just buying something off the shelf that happily worked with no problems whatsoever. But understand that you are helping the development. This is not a major corporation making these things. These are a couple of guys, all right, literally in their garage making this stuff. So if you buy these cards, don't get upset, don't get frustrated. You should feel like you're helping Amiga stuff move forward and grow, and you're investing in new fun Amiga stuff. And that's how you have to treat stuff like this. Some folks go into like a rage panic, like, oh my God, I threw all my money away at this garbage. And it's like, no. It does work. You've seen videos of all this stuff working, but this is part of the development process. So what I'm going to do next is shut it all down and put that jumper on there and see if that makes a difference. Okay, so we are now jumpered. I'm going to turn this sucker on. And in theory, this should now be booting into AGA mode. We got some different colors there. So we get the same thing, which is fine. This is normal. Click cancel. Ooh, look at that. That was something exciting, like fun fireworks on the screen. That was AGA technology, I'm sure. Okay, so obviously we're rebooting, and we're back. Click here, and sure enough, we have 2 megs of chip memory. We go to Preferences, Screen Mode. I'm sure if we scroll up, we will see my beautiful NTSC modes. Low-res lace, yep, 256 colors. So we have the AGA chipset active, and we can do just a quick test here of, let's see, what's a quick test? Lightwave? Always Lightwave, right? And, oh, I have not mode promoted this yet. Shame on me. I'm sorry. You have to stare at this. Oh, look how fast that is, though. See how fast layout? For all my followers here that follow my channel and follow it for the Lightwave specific stuff, you guys understand how fast this is. That's so great. And by the way, thank you. I know this is a little belated, but I did make a post in the YouTube community page, but we hit 1,000 subscribers. So let's load up something here as we stare at this flickering mess. And I'm just going to go really quick here. We're going to do, let's do the DOF benchmark. I know, I'm sorry you have to stare at this flickering screen. Apologize. 8-bit ham is showing, so that's good. And let's just give it some more memory for the segments so we can blast through this. Hit the old F9. And I won't make you suffer through this render. Let's just fast forward through this. Okay, so sure enough, that's 8-bit ham. That did work. No weirdness, didn't freak out on us. And just for shucks and gollies and gee willikers, let's see if I can get this to launch. I don't know. This should crash. Nope, it did launch in Flickr mode. Okay, so that's good. So this launches because it's not being mode promoted. All right, that's important to know. But what I want to do is find something that doesn't flicker as bad on the eyes. Let's go to Scenery Animator and launch it. This should load up. Ooh. Or maybe it won't. So Scenery Animator, nothing should be mode promoted. Oh, No, I've got Senior Animator set to promotion none when your workbench is set to a RTG mode. So like if I go to, like, I should probably reboot honestly, but we can try it here. If I go to preferences and I go, now this, and folks, this happens on my stock, bone stock Amiga 1200 as well. So if I take this out of RTG and we go into like high-res lace, so this is going to be a flickery mess. So now we are in our flickery mess on this wonderful modern LED ViewSync monitor, which does handle Amiga modes, but as you can see, it's very aggressive with its flicker, and it will screen burn in a hot second, which is really annoying. Okay, so yeah, Scenery Animator just does not like to load when you have RTG Workbench. I don't know why, it's really bizarre. But yeah, Ham8. So we'll go load. I just want to show you other things besides Lightwave. So you don't just think, well, maybe only Lightwave works. So we've told it to do Ham8. And sure enough, we get a Ham8 screen because yeah, we have this nice gradient, nice gradiated colors. It's not like sharp, harsh bands of color. So yeah, all you just do render mode Ham8. So that works. So that's another program that works. And yeah, you have to get Scenery Animator to run. You do need to get it out of a RTG mode, unfortunately. Yes. Now, I did want to discuss another side thing now that we've seen that this Firebird works with the, well, it seems to only work in AGA mode. If I try to boot in OCS mode, as you saw it, it seemed to freak out. So we will definitely, hopefully the Apollo devs will watch this video and see that little weirdness there. But one of the things I wanted to talk about too was my monitor situation. So we're going to go freeform here for a second. So as you know, I've got my standalone Vampire way down there. I've got my 1200 with its TF1260. I've got this Amiga 500 with the Firebird. I've got the CD32 and Amiga 1000. Now, the plan is the 1084 monitor is going to be solely dedicated to the Amiga 1000, as I feel that's kind of like an awesome original pairing. I want to keep that CRT love going with this stock 1000. The CD32 has the RGB output option, but I'm going to use the RGB to VGA adapter, and I'm going to use that with this monitor. And then this monitor is going to move over here and be in 4:3 mode, hopefully. And that way the CD32, since it is outputting the full, you know, Amiga spectrum of resolutions, like down to 15 kilohertz, I need a monitor that's compatible with that. Which means I need more VGA monitors. So these awesome Dells I buy on eBay for like $40, they have VGA and DVI. They also have USB that I never use, but they're really nice panels. They have a clean, crisp VGA display. They're 17 inches, they're light, they're small, they don't take up a lot of desk real estate. So I'm gonna buy, I bought 2 more of these, and I'm gonna put, this is gonna stay here, obviously, the 1200. It's gonna go over here, and what I'm gonna do is, and I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna take the HDMI output from the Firebird, and I'm gonna run it into an HDMI to VGA converter. Then it has a separate dongle for audio, so that I can plug my HDMI output into a VGA monitor for that classic analog VGA look. And you're like, Q, why don't you just take HDMI and go to DVI? At least you're keeping digital. No. It's got to be VGA because I'm crazy. And remember, this is the most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel, and we do wacky things like that. So I want the 3 17-inch Dells up here, all looking pretty, and they're all going to be VGA, and they're all going to be 31 kilohertz or higher, because this will have the Firebird for output. This has the Scan Plus AGA giving the VGA output. And then over here, you're like, well, wait a minute, what's up with that? Over here, fingers crossed, is going to be the mighty return. Oh, I can't wait, and I really hope we can make this video. The mighty return of my Amiga 3000, and it will have the Picasso 4 card in it. So it'll have its 31 kilohertz and higher output. So thus justifying all VGA monitors on this Amiga wall here, leaving the CD32 and 1000 to the classic 15 kilohertz zones. So that's my little update. I, of course, when I get the adapters and monitors, I will show you how it works. I mean, it's really pathetically simple. You just plug a thing into a thing and it goes into a thing. And then, of course, we'll have the big grand reveal of the 3000, putting it back together, testing it, and seeing if it works. Oh my gosh, I really hope it works, because if I do a slow pan around the room here, and yes, you know, I do own a lot of the software I talk about, by the way, if people are wondering. So it's not just like, I'm not just going where's crazy, but in this horrible pile, I really am hesitant to show you I'm going to move over really slowly. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. There's Amiga worlds in there. I know it looks like everything's being crushed and bent and wrinkled. It's not. It's actually carefully stacked chaos. But buried in there is an Amiga 3000 case because it needs to get all put back together and put over there. So thanks for watching. The Firebird update is pretty awesome, as we can see here. It works, at least in AGA mode with this current version. They are updating the cores constantly, so what I show you right now could be completely different an hour from now, or tomorrow, or next week, depending on when you watch this video. But so far, at least for productivity-style AGA work, it is booting without having to hold down the buttons or anything. It's just, there you go. You got the AGA chipset and 2 megs of chip memory. Thanks for watching.